Hello guys, welcome back to Beyond the Realms and the Alfred Hitchcock takeover here on my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing his film from 1955 starring Cary Grant and Grace Kelly entitled To Catch a Thief. Now this film of course stars Cary Grant in the main role as John Robbie, which he is a reformed cat burglar, a jewel thief. He was very notorious in his time. He would steal the most expensive jewelry across the land, across the French Riviera. And he was caught, but he has since been reformed. He's changed his life. He lives a very elegant lifestyle, a peaceful lifestyle. But there is something that is going on here. There's another burglar that's popped up that's using John's old M.O. And the police are coming after John. They totally are convinced that John is the one who's doing this all again, over again. So John has to take flight. He has to run to be able to prove his innocence. You know, this is a common theme kind of within Hitchcock films. You know, 39 Steps, A Man Who Knew Too Much, kind of stuff like that. But it's kind of a common theme in Hitchcock films. You know, the lead character has to take off to prove his innocence, and that's what John does. And he ends up meeting up with this Englishman, which is, he's a insurance agent. H.H. Hewson, I believe is his name. But anyway, John wants to know what the most expensive and insured jewelry is across the French Riviera, because he believes that if he can get in close with the people that owns this jewelry, understand their routines, he'll be able to understand exactly how the cat burglar is going to hit next, and he can hopefully catch him and prove his innocence. Well, through this investigation, he runs into the Stevensons, which is Jessie, played by Jessie Rolandis, and her daughter Frances, played by Grace Kelly. Right away, Jessie takes a liking to John. She really likes him a lot. She believes him, and she even goes as far as to want to help him out the more that she learns of the situation. Well, Frances also likes him, and Frances and John, they kind of begin a romantic relationship. You know, it starts off a little strange because Frances is very leery of him. Frances is not sure if he's very truthful, and she even goes as far as taunts him with some of her jewelry she wears and all this stuff. But eventually they end up falling in love, and all this time, you know, the cops are coming after John. They really want John. They get really close to him, and he barely escapes the whole time. But really, you know, the whole story is following John trying to prove his innocence. Now, I didn't really know anything about this film going into it at all, which was really cool because it made the whole film kind of a surprise. Now, it didn't have, you know, the first thing I noticed is like your typical suspense or thrills from a Hitchcock film. It didn't really have all of that as much as what some of his other films does. This one had more of a playful feel to it, more of a romantic feel to it. I mean, it was almost comedy at times, it was thriller at times, but not quite the suspense that you would come to suspect from a Hitchcock film. But it was never lacking because of that. I really enjoyed the look of this film tremendously. Right out of the gate, I mean, just, you know, Hitchcock's signature shots that just amaze you come right out of the screen. You know, like some of these shots he's showing of the French Riviera and just the countryside and following the car when John leaves and gets in the car and he's being chased by the police. There's a helicopter shot that goes virtually all through the countryside, twisting, winding roads, and it is just beautiful to look at. And there's shots like this throughout the film. Some beautiful shots when Frances and John are out in the water on a boat. Just amazing stuff. And afterwards, after watching the film, I got to looking and found out that this film did win the Best Cinematography Oscar for that year. And I can completely understand why, because it was just gorgeous to look at. Grace Kelly was really, really good in this role. I think that this is probably the best I've seen her in a Hitchcock film. I know she did 3 films with him, and this is the third and final film, and also the third and final film that I have seen with her in it, and I think it's probably the best. She'd also done, let's see, she did Dial M for Murder, and she did Rear Window. But this film, she's definitely the best. She has such an elegance about her. She is just absolutely gorgeous. I love the way she kind of teases the character of John. And, there's interesting dialogue between the two when they're kind of on a date, and like I mentioned earlier, how she taunts him with the jewelry. She has this really gorgeous necklace on, this huge necklace, and she's taunting John with it, but John does not want the necklace. I mean, I think she's really just doing it to see if he is sincere, and she's taunting him with it, and there's just this air about her. It's just amazing to watch. It's awesome to watch her in this scene. And of course, this is the infamous scene where they kiss, and there's fireworks outside going off. That's why they got together to watch the fireworks. But there's scenes that's intercut between the fireworks and them kissing. That's really cool. I mean, it's just awesome Hitchcock at his best, But I like the way it played out. The story overall was very satisfying to me. I mean, I didn't think it lacked from the suspense. I like the playfulness of this, and the little bit of comedy that comes along. John really likes Jessie, the mother. He likes her, but he's also kind of reserved. It happens a lot of times with mother-in-laws, and there's a nice little play on that with the end that I like. But all of the acting across the board is really great. Danielle, which is tied in with some of the people from John's past. A younger woman, I thought she did really good. You're kind of wondering about her throughout the film. Of course, Grace Kelly's great. Jessie plays the mom's great. The guy that plays the English gentleman that plays H.H., he's awesome. But I can't go without mentioning Cary Grant here. There's just a suave playboy essence to him, and he just plays the film so naturally. I mean, you really feel like he's this guy, I mean, nothing is ever awkward from him at all. I mean, it's very natural performance from him, and very awesome. I loved it a lot. But overall, guys, I really like this film a lot. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I recommend it. If you want to see a different type of Hitchcock film that's a little bit more playful, a little bit more fun, romantic, comedy, thriller, that works. It's kind of weird saying romantic and comedy in the same sentence that works. But Hitchcock, I mean, he just knew how to do it. I mean, he really knew how to do it, and to do it the right way. And To Catch a Thief is definitely done the right way. So yeah, guys, if you've never seen this film, check it out. It's an awesome one. So hope y'all are doing well. Have a good one. Later.